TC Title Guy podcast. Gloomy day today, really gloomy. It is mid-October in northern Michigan. Fall leaf colors are looking great outside. It's absolutely gorgeous outside, but today it's pretty gloomy, pretty gloomy. Today I want to talk about a bunch of stuff related to title. I understand, a lot of my episodes have to do not as much related to title and more about hunting and fishing or the real estate industry. I mean, obviously this has to do with the real estate industry, but I want to talk more title today. I've got a bunch of people reaching out to me. Thank you very much. I'm really excited to talk more about you as individuals. I'm really excited to talk to you about what makes you tick, what your lifestyle's like, what got you into real estate, what makes you successful as an individual. Obviously, you heard about me. You know what makes me successful and why I do what I do for business. So today we're going to talk title. And whoa, hold on now. I think that title's an important subject, especially it's what I sell. I mean, I captivate an audience through certain ways, through through video, through fishing, through entertainment in general, or products and services. There's a big deal when it comes to relationships in the title world, and people do business with people that they trust and like, and I captivate people by doing that. But at the end of the day, I have to have a great product that I sell, and with that being said, it relates to my staff and what they do. But what we sell and what we have to provide is what I'm going to talk today. I'm going to go over the basics, and why title insurance is so important and why you need it. A lot of people say title insurance ain't important. We don't need that. Well, 1 in 20 real estate transactions in 2023 were fraudulent. They were. It's a true statistic. You can go look it up. Google it. You can look up probably today and see how many real estate transactions were fraudulent in the last year or two. And that's a true statistic nationally. It is. And with that being said, it could be a bigger problem up here in northern Michigan. It really could, because of all of the, unoccupied vacant land that we have, or people that have second homes here, vacation homes. We live in vacation land. So with that being said, shout out to my branch manager, Sabrina, in the hall. Anyway, long story short, I want to talk about title today. And I think it's an important subject, and I want to go over the misconceptions of why people don't think it's important and why you should get it. And one of the big reasons is what I just talked about just now. And so what I want to start out with is what is title. And I got a PowerPoint in front of me, so excuse me if my eyes wander over here, but I've got some notes. And I teach this class to new realtors and the general public a lot of times, and it's not a certified class. Obviously, I have a lot of content that I teach that is certified. I just started my education season. I just taught a bunch of agents the other day on how to edit video. I've got another class coming up on the Talon Advantage and how to save money with the title company, and how realtors and lenders can save their clients money at closing. So what is title insurance? Title insurance is the products protects the owner and the lender from financial loss sustained from defects of title to a specifically described parcel of real estate. So that's the basic overall term. In hindsight, title insurance is going to protect you from issues from the title of the person that currently owns the property. With that being said, it's called an owner's policy. That is typically paid for by the sellers. Okay. That can be negotiated in a purchase agreement. Okay. The sellers usually pay for that product to say, hey, Mr. Buyer, I've got a free and clear title. Now, title insurance doesn't examine forward. It insures the past, except for when you have an expanded policy, and I'll go over that here in a little bit, and I'll put one of those up on the screen. It's called an expanded policy through one of our underwriters, and it's called an enhanced policy through one of our other underwriters. That insures the future a little bit. But for the most part, title insurance examines from today, when I put my order in, backwards. Okay, we have a thing called preliminary title, and obviously we have prelim title on stuff that we get from 10 months ago, and that's a free service, and I'll go over that here is in a little bit, and that's great and all, But if we get a purchase agreement 10 months later after the prelim has started, we will examine between then when we get the purchase agreement and 10 months ago. So it's a quick search rather than 40 years back. County dependent is very important too for searches. So a lot of agents will reach out to me and they'll say, "Hey, Alex, I want to know what your turn time is on this deal." Well, what county is it in? County is a big factor in this industry when it comes to examining title. And I'll tell you why. A lot of counties in Grand still are not updated for online searching. So we have to have somebody that's an independent or have one of our own people go in to the Register of Deeds and look up that title. Does that make sense? I feel like I've explained it pretty good. Um, and so a lot of times if it's in Grand Traverse County, it's like, okay, no problem. Boom. Excuse me. You need a quick closing? No problem. No problem. Um, Depending on the situation. I'm not going to say my staff will do it all the time, but if there's a big need for a rush transaction, if it's in Grand Traverse County, we're probably going to be able to take care of you. Antrim County, that's tough. That's tough. It really is. Because you have to you have to get somebody to go in and examine and get get the documents. Wexford County, perfect example. I'm driving a business down there, a bunch of business down there, and the problem with Wexford County is it got frauded. Case in point, what I just said, why title insurance is important. We were not moving forward with transactions in Wexford County, and neither were other title companies, unless there was a prior policy. If you had your policy, say, here's my owner's policy from X amount of time ago, we might be able to insure it at that time. Now, the county's up and running, but the online search is not. It's still in-person examinations only. So with that being said, sorry I got distracted. I got a text message from a client. Shout out to you, Dan Guffels, my boy over at Dart Bank, commercial lender. I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent here, but I just wanted to kind of go over a couple of things of highlighting title and what examination, why it's important for the county for the transaction. So if I get a deal downstate, I got one not too long ago from LMCU, and the loan officer's like, "Hey, what's your turn time? I want to get this done, blah 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 blah." Well, the problem is that county, I can't remember which county is Allegan or something like that. That county isn't. I think it was not at all, or some of it, like Kalkaskana County. I think some of it's online, some of it's not, depending on the years or whatever. So with that being said, in that county, it was downstate. We had to farm somebody out. We had an independent go out and search it. So it cost us money. And she's like, "Can you get it done by a certain date?" Well, the problem is with that is I don't like to farm things out. I don't like to sell like that, our products and services. But I can't guarantee when we give it to somebody else to go take care of the transaction because we are not they're not employed by us. Does that make sense? These independents are not employed by our company, so I can't guarantee anything. So with that being said, a lot of times what I'll say is if you have another title company down there, they can get it done quicker. That will have somebody go in person and meet your deadline. Just go with them. And then I get a $2.7 million deal because of that. Adding value by saying, you know what, client's best interest, go with the other title company over ours. It speaks volumes sometimes. So let's talk about the two different policies. I kind of did a little bit already. Owner's policy is usually paid for by the sellers. Lender's policy is usually paid for by the buyers, unless negotiated differently in a contract. Okay? That can be done. It's standard usually that way, but it can be done for who pays for the policies. But the buyers are getting insured from the sellers, from the owner's policy, saying, "I have no issues with my title. I have no any defects. A cloud on title. These are title, not slang, but title terms that usually people don't say other than if you work in this industry, not just industry, but title industry, not real estate industry. So there could be issues with title, encroachments, past back taxes that are still owed, liens. Somebody put a lien on your house and you didn't know about it. So anything that if you don't get insurance, sometimes states don't require it. They don't, and the owner's policy. So what'll happen is those buyers will accrue those issues. So you buy a title, you buy a piece of property from somebody, and then all of a sudden, guess what? You accrue those issues from that other seller. That's why title insurance is important. Additional to that, loan policy, the mortgage. needs to be insured. The financial institution wants insurance as well because they don't want to accrue any issues either. All right. So the loan policy goes up to the amount of the mortgage, not the value of the home or the piece of real estate that is selling. You got a $500,000 home. We're going to insure that owner's policy up to $500,000 or whatever it may be. The loan policy goes up to the amount of the mortgage. So your mortgage is $350,000. We're going to insure that much. Your owner's policy is usually the highest price, and your loan policy is usually the lesser cost of the two. Benefits of an expanded policy or an enhanced policy, which I talked to a little bit about a while ago. I'm going to put that up here on the screen. This is from one of our underwriters. One of the biggest areas I like to focus on is the protection in the future. This aligns here from two different factors between your basic policy, your Alta, or your expanded, and it goes over what we will and won't insure if you get this additional cost. Typically, it's like a 10% increase in premium. It's nothing, and you get all this additional coverage. And like I said, put it up here on the screen. And the big thing is the protection of the future: forgery, encroachments, clause on title. Especially with forgery, with all of the issues going on in the industry with fraud, impersonation of sellers. People are literally putting up listing signs on property, and it's not always their fault. Anybody can get frauded. But my point is, agents are usually the ones that are getting attacked, and they put up listing signs on property, or it's a fake buyer or whatever. They're trying to get money. Or either that they're sending fake wiring instructions to your email. There are products through Aspire North and a product, that you get for free. It's called Forewarn, and it's great. You could search up somebody on there. You can analyze if they got a criminal record, where they live, and stuff like that. So you can check them out by searching them by their name. I believe I know for certain their cell phone number, so you can most certainly do that. And you get that free from Spire North. It has to be related to real estate, so that person has to be in a real estate transaction with you if you want to search them up. Just forewarning. And other than that, I think it's like $20 a month. It's called Forewarn. There's also a product through us called Closing Locks that we can send to a buyer or seller and say, hey, Mr. Buyer Seller, can you go in here and verify your identification? And obviously, there's some hoops they got to go through with that. And so then they get that back to us to make sure that they are who they say they are. Just putting that out there. That's free as well through us here at the Talon Group, Title and Escrow. Moving on. I don't want to make this too long of a podcast today. I've got to meet with the builder here soon. But I do want to talk about pre-title next. Pre-title is very important. Get us the address, the parcel ID, the tax, county information, all of that good stuff that we can utilize to start the order. And then moving forward, when we get a purchase agreement, I talked about this a little bit previously, we will have all the title work done, and it gets you to the closing table faster, especially if it's a cash deal. If it's a cash deal, you're not dealing with a financial institution, it's going to be even way quicker. Especially, like I said, we search and get all the title searched and all the preliminary commitment package back to you. You can examine it. If there's any issues, you can get that cleared up way in advance. I think I've kind of cleared up what preliminary title is and why it's so important. And there's no cost to it. So it's free. So get us the title order if you got a listing, and get everything cleared up in advance if there is any issues. And then when we get a PA, purchase agreement, we can move forward way quicker. Are you ready to close? Have you reviewed all the title commitments with potential issues? Do you have the necessary documents required for a closing? Bring your driver's license, things of that nature. And do you have authorization to order an mortgage payoff that may exist? So talk with your loan officer, talk with your realtor, and make sure that they are sharing this information with you. So when you show up to closing, all it is signing some documents, crossing the T's, dotting the I's. Will all parties be attending the closing? If not, please schedule the closing well in advance of the desired date and have addresses for the mail-out customers when scheduling the closing. This is very important and imperative. I've had a recent transaction where if the agent or whoever, if you're not communicating with your title company what your plans of actions are to move forward, and you think you drive the bus when it comes to us and our schedule and what we can do. It's creating bad what's the word for it? It's creating bad uh bad process, a bad misconceived notions that I don't know if I'm explaining this very well, but um it's setting the standard wrong to move forward with the deal. Does that make sense? So with that being said, talk with your title company, make sure that they can do things that you have in mind, and then communicate to your buyer or seller, and then talk with the loan officer too, if there is one in the transaction, to make sure that they are on the same page with us, and then we can move forward with towards the closing table. Um, it's your choice. The ultimate decision maker, which I've said 100 times, the people that are getting insured, the people that are paying for this, get to choose their title company. There's a lot of great title companies in Grand Traverse County. There's a lot of great title companies in the state of Michigan. There's a lot of great title companies in the nation. But as far as what we do here, what I do differently, we have a large staff. We just employed a new person the other day, a new processor. I'm really excited about it. We get stuff done. We don't mess around. We're good at what we do. We add value to you on multiple levels, helping you guys get better and improve and be a better agent, helping you guys through social media, through cost savings products, through good customer service. Because at the end of the day, if you're referring us business, we're making you look good. It's a win-win. It really is. And so, with that being said, I want to close here. And I'm going to put up a couple more things on the screen. We've got 26 office locations in the great state of Michigan. I'm going to put that up here. You can utilize our office or Leelanau, Grand Traverse, Kalkaska, Antrim to close that for free. Wexford County, come talk to me individually. We can discuss about that as well. And then or at our other office locations, you can close at those locations for free as well. For a mobile notary, we can close in a living room for free. That doesn't include closing costs. Just the mobile notary is free. And then you can close at any of our other office locations. What I put up right here on the screen, other 26 offices to close at as well. And that's pretty much it. That's what I want to talk about title today. Why it's really important, and why you should get title insurance. I think that I've pretty much cleared it up for the most part. I think that concludes this podcast. Be on the lookout for other podcasts coming in the future. I'm meeting with new people I don't even know. We're going to start a conversation, and they're like, what do I talk about with you? What is the plan of attack? I said, I just want to get to know you, find out your strengths, find out why you got into the real estate industry, we'll find out what you like to do, and that way it's authentic. And I'm meeting with these people, and it's not like I already know them. I've actually met with several new people from a Facebook post I made not too long ago about my podcast, and it's beyond the closing table. That's the series of when I'm meeting with these people, and it's really cool. I'm really excited about it, and I've never what I meant to say was I've never met with these people before, had many conversations with them, and so I'm gonna meet them, and we're gonna talk about them. It's gonna be authentic, 100%. And there's a couple other people that are clients that I already know, but regardless, this podcast is making waves in the industry. Now a lot of people are doing what I do on behalf of a title company, and I think that it's going to be really exciting because I'm meeting with new people with this new platform. Everybody have a great day. Be sure to like and subscribe below, please, to help grow my YouTube channel. Everybody have a great day. God bless, and we'll see you on the next episode.